This is Life Rewired, the brain injury podcast for survivors by survivors. And now your host, Rob and Ashley. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is Life Rewired. Today we have a returning guest to our show. You've seen him, it's probably been a couple of months now since we've had him on. But his name is Michael Koss, and you've heard all about his brain injury. But Michael, welcome back to the program, first of all. And second of all, you have been up to a lot of things, my friend.
Thank you, Rob, for having me as a returning guest on your show. It is an absolute honor to be here today to speak with your audience and to share what kind of things I've been up to lately. Because here I am now, an 18-year TBI survivor from car accident to coma for 6 months to power wheelchair for 5 years to walking with a quad game, now a single gait. And now, Rob, it is my turn to give back to others as I have been so well supported during the journey of my recovery. So that is why I'm on your show today to give exposure to my next project. So
Yes.
thank you for having me here.
We had a little chat offline, and Michael, tell everybody what you did last night because I'm still amazed that you did this.
Only when one Rob suffers a traumatic brain injury does someone go to a venue with 20,000 people to attend an Usher concert. So here I was last night with a friend of mine who was my support person. We were in a venue with over 20,000 people in Vancouver, BC, called Rogers Arena, and here I was dancing to the music that I was not very aware of. So I have a bit of a stiff neck this morning, and I'm in a bit of pain and discomfort, but a great time was had by all, Rob. Thank you.
That's amazing. I applaud you. That is really awesome. So today, Michael, we're going to talk about you've created a website.
Yes.
And tell us about your project because I tried to limit my knowledge to this so I could
Yeah.
be fresh to this and be able to ask you questions as if any other survivor would have. So
Sure.
you have the floor.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, a while ago I got an idea. I have been so well supported by WorkSafe BC because I had a workplace accident 18 years ago, which I was in a car accident, then in a coma for 6 months, and then wheelchair, and then now walking with a cane. So, Rob, basically today I want to draw awareness to the possibility of reducing workplace injuries. I was working at Molson, Canada as field marketing manager back 18 years ago, and I was traveling from Vancouver to Cologne to attend a work function, and I was involved in a single vehicle rollover on the highway. I was traveling with my former wife and with our 6-month-old twin children, which are all okay to this day. But Rob, I felt was induced into I was not induced. I fell into a coma for 6 months. So now, for me, the last 18 years have all about improving my physical ability and my cognitive ability. So I would like to draw awareness to workplace accident injuries to reduce or eliminate them potentially. So that is why I'm here today, Rob.
That's amazing. You are a very wise man, and to put the connections together and say, you know what, this needs attention, and it really does because it's something that is we all take for granted. Just walking out the door every morning, we take that for granted. So the reason that you're doing this is I applaud that, and it is a great cause. So we have a website that you've created. So if you would
Yeah.
just go ahead and give the website, and it'll be on the bottom of your screen as well.
Okay. So basically, Rob, because in my physical condition, I'm not able to go from A to B without a support person, things like that. So my vision, Rob, and my idea is this: I'm going to do some corporate Zoom presentation. So I'm going to basically draw awareness to workplace, whether it's construction or office environment. So safety at all times is the number one message that I want to deliver. Otherwise, like accidents that happen to me could happen to anyone in this world. So basically, it's to draw awareness to safety at all time. Slow down, be cautious. Whether
Mm,
you're a kitchen cook who could cut a finger of their hand, or a construction worker having an accident, or an office worker having a slip in the washroom, a fall in the washroom, etc. So safety, Rob, at all times is my number one message to everyone.
that's amazing. Um, so how would they get in touch with you? I know that if they visit your website, but if they want to schedule you for an event, how would they go about doing that?
The best way, Rob, is to go through my website, and then there will be an email address there where the audience is able to connect with me and book a future presentation. So right now, Rob, my website is just out there to draw awareness to this project that I'm beginning in January of 2025. So the actual rollout will be next year. But now, Rob, is just to draw awareness to what this
Mm,
project is all about, etc. And we
gotcha.
start taking bookings for January of next year.
That's right around the corner, my friend.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: if they want, are you going to provide packets of information that you can send to businesses and corporations to provide to their employees as well?
The main thing for now, Rob, will be just to have visual myself speaking either via Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So it will be myself drawing awareness to this cause, etc. So that is basically what I'm going to do. So, Rob, as you know, Rome was not built in a day, so a project takes time, but that is a great idea. So I will take your recommendations, suggestions back and think about that, etc., and then have time to maybe put a plan together.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Still provide your Zoom for the offices. I mean, it's cost very little for them to provide this to their associates.
Yeah.
So and then that would be great information for them to follow up. Maybe even signs that they can post up in the office workplace or
Wow.
construction sites. You
Yes.
know, remember safety. Anything like that that would help draw attention to that.
Rob, my message before was anything is possible when you believe. Like I myself, I'm now an 18-year TBI survivor, as I mentioned before. So before it was to give people hope, inspiration, purpose in life. But now my second, after reflecting on all of this and realizing that, hey, I had the workplace accident 18 years ago, I now want to switch gears and direct my attention, my level of energy into creating awareness to reduce the possibility of workplace accident, etc. So,
Mm.
Rob, so it's like driving a car, an 18 wheeler. Here I am shifting gears into my next
Hmm.
purpose in life.
Hey, that's a good analogy. That is something that we do our entire life, don't we? We think we have the perfect plan built out for us, and
Yes.
sometimes you have to switch gears. I if you would have told me 4 years ago I'd be doing what I'm doing now, I would have laughed at your face because I'm not a podcaster. But God laid it on my heart to do this, and this is what we're doing.
Well, Rob, you and your team are doing great things, and I'm so blessed to have met you the last time and to have connected with you, and now to be offered the chance to be here today to share with your audience what my next project is and to basically reinforce the importance of safety at all times in the workplace environment. So, Rob, I really thank you, and I really am grateful, and I really wish you all the best as well.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. And if you viewers are watching this and you say, "Hey, I want to help Michael," do that. Share this with someone else that could be beneficial to them. Contact Michael, give him a word of encouragement. And if you have any ideas, that can help him to promote his dream, put a spotlight on it, definitely share it with him. If you want to share it with us, and we'll be glad to pass the information along to Michael. So, Michael, I am so glad that you're doing this, because this is something that not many people talk about.
Mm. Well, Rob, as well, I would like just to say this that I would be willing to share two things with you. One, when I won the Courage to Come Back Award, and my documentary and my picture of my accident scene, etc., so that your audience can visualize
Mm,
clearly where I have come back from, like what the workplace accident left in this state, and now 18 years later, I'm in this current state, having a verbal conversation, being aware of my environment, etc., having goals, having purpose now in life, etc. So I really value that.
yeah, I watched that documentary, Michael, and to see where you were and where you are now, it is
Yes,
such a transformation. The doctors basically wrote you off,
yes,
and you had a loving father that said, "Nope, not my son."
yes.
And I am so thankful that your dad did what he did for you.
Rob, just to add to the earlier statement, what you just said, I think that the biggest benefit for me in my recovery today was the fact that my father did research, on the internet, and discovered that hyperbaric oxygen would be the one thing that would allow me to awaken from my coma. So, Rob, basically, my former coworkers at Molson raise a sum of money for me to allow me to access the type of treatment that is not covered here in Canada because it was not a proven treatment for brain
Mm,
injuries, etc. So I was carried into the chamber on a stretcher back then, 5 days a week, with my mother, who had one role, and that was to place a wet sponge of water in my mouth that would
mm,
trigger me to swallow, which would then equalize the pressure in my ears so that my eardrums would not burst when I was in a coma. So after three treatments, Rob, on December 24th, 2006, my eyes awakened, and that was the start of my recovery. So now it's been the last 18 years of hard work, support, drive. My
yeah.
father works at BC, my rehab team, physios, speech therapists, OTs, etc. So, Rob, when you combine those two things, inner drive and support from the outside world,
Mm,
you can basically move mountains in this world. So I
yeah.
want your audience to also reflect on, hey, if Michael can do it, let's basically take a message from him that anything is possible when you put your best foot forward.
Oh, yeah.
So that we can still make a difference in this world, Rob, as I did last night at the Usher concert.
Now, do you have any other concerts you're going to be going to anytime soon?
Rob, I usually attend about five a year here in Vancouver, BC. I saw Michael Bublé last year. I saw
Oh,
Madonna last year. I saw Rod Stewart, which is more music along my genre, because I grew up in the 80s back in Quebec City. So that music appeals more to me.
yeah.
So anyway,
You're an amazing guy, my friend.
well, Rob, it's a real pleasure to have met you and to have been allowed the chance to be here today.
Hey, the
Like I
pleasure is all
mentioned,
mine.
like I mentioned before, Rob, here I am 18 years and I continue to work on my rehab daily, whether it be my speech, my walking, my balance. Rob, I'll just share this with your audience as well. 3 years ago, I had 50 documented falls from January 1st to the end
Oh,
of
wow.
December 31st. And then I had 27 last year. And this year I've had 8 falls year to date from the first of the year till now. So, Rob, I'm still at a risk of falling at times, but I'm reducing that because of two things. Number one, awareness. Number two, slowing down. So whether that be my
Hmm.
body movements, my speech, like now, I'm having this conversation with you. I'm aware of my speech being a bit quick, etc. So now, see, I'm slowing down. So anyway,
Hey, that's key, my friend. That it really is. When we get in a hurry, that's when things happen. And look, 8 in 1 year, and this is we're almost into December, and I'm praying that that number stays at 8.
thank you,
And then
Rob.
next year, 0.
And then zero. There we go. Yes.
I'm claiming that for you. 0 next year.
Thank you, Rob. So anyway, I will have a conversation a year from now, and I will honor that to say, hey, look what you've challenged me to do to be more aware, to slow down, and this is what I've.
You got this.
There you go. Yes.
Yep, you got this. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you to the viewers that's been watching and encouraging us. If you want to be a guest on our program, the information will be at the bottom of the screen, and you can always comment below. Um, and I always struggle when Ashley's not with me, so I'm going to try to do my best to do the YouTube thing. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share with a friend. That's how we're making this possible. Is when people share this, that promotes the algorithm for YouTube to go, hey, people like this kind of content, and then people that are in our boat that wants to find this, they can. So if you would help us do your part by just sharing the program with others. My name
Rob,
is Rob. Oh, go ahead, Michael. I would like to give you
so
the
I
opportunity.
just want to share with your audience as well that I can be reached on Facebook if anybody has any comments about what they've seen today, about any recommendations or an interest to maybe have me speak at their corporate office,
Hmm.
workplace environment. I would be glad to do that. So basically, Rob, all I'm asking for is a small donation to be made to our brain energy support group that allows us to engage in various activities to make us feel somewhat more normal and
Yeah.
amongst the normal population. So, Rob, anyway, I really appreciate being on your show today, and I look forward to hearing from your audience as well.
Yes. We'll put the information below how to get in touch with him. He has a support group on
Yes.
Facebook. So make sure you, if you are a survivor, is your group open to caregivers as well, or just survivors?
No, it is a group of brain injury survivors. We have about 25 brain injury survivors who have had a different experience with the brain injury over the last number of years. And then they're either accompanied Rob by a family member or a support person. So it's a combination of both family and support. So we meet once a month in person. We met on Zoom during the COVID period, but now we meet once a month. We do fun things, have guest speakers, go
Hmm.
to restaurants, go bowling. So here I am, a brain injury survivor, only bowling with one hand because, as you know, I don't have the use of my other left hand because of my diffuse axonal brain injury. So anyway, Rob, as you can see, my left hand is still somewhat contracted, but I'm able to do all activities with my right hand here.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I bet you bowl a lot better than I do. I'm a nuisance to myself.
Rob, piece of advice: don't drop the ball on your toe.
Can I tell you a really funny story real quick before we sign off? We went bowling one time. My nephew begged me to go bowling, and I'm a germaphobe, so bowling alleys and me don't really mix that well. So I've only bowled a handful of times in my life. So I finally went, and I got up and I threw the ball, and the ball bounced into the next lane, and somehow miraculously I got a strike, but it didn't
Uh,
count because it wasn't even in my lane.
well,
Only strike I've ever gotten. It wasn't even counted.
well,
Only me. On that note, we're going to see you guys next week. And Michael, thank you for being here today. It was a pleasure, my friend.
my pleasure. Thank you, Rob, for having me. Thank you. Over and out. Bye for now. Thank
Bye.
you.